week's episode of Gundam Build Fighters Try comes full circle as it's the ultimate reference to G Gundam. Can you feel it, my friends? Are your hands burning red? Do you want to grasp victory? Blah! The battle between the Tri-Burning Gundam and the Denial Gundam is still pretty freaking impressive. As a matter of fact, it's still a direct reference to G Gundam. I especially love the fact that Sekai himself is very much like Domo and Kashu, and Junya is very much like Master Asia. In fact, all of that weird beam hair that came out of the back of the Denial Gundam's head can actually be used as a battle cloth, very similar to the Kowloon Gundam from G Gundam, which again was also piloted by Master Asia. And this leads to a lot of great martial arts scenes, lots of punching, but eventually it does get to that moment where eventually Sekai does defeat him. And this moment is really impressive because he unleashes a brand new technique thanks to the very core of the Tri-Burning Gundam, which suddenly shows himself to Sekai, which takes the form of literally like a massive sun that he can communicate with. But this is when he unleashes his ultimate technique, which is honestly really cool and almost seems like a direct reference to Naruto because he's able to create these particle clones of the Tri-Burning Gundam, all of which have different powers, and when they are defeated or they decide to go away from battle, they disperse in a nice explosion of Plavsky particles. But what's really awesome is how he actually ends up finishing the battle with this one punch to the ground, which shatters everything, and then he gets right up in his face, and he uses this technique where he literally just almost taps him. He just touches him, and a massive explosion erupts from the Denial Gundam's back, completely destroying the Guiana Heights. What I especially love is the pose that he's in, because the actual Tri-Burning Gundam's hands look very similar to when Domo and Kashu does his erupting burning finger. This is probably an obvious reference, but I really appreciated it nonetheless. So what exactly was Junya missing in all of his training? How come he couldn't learn the ultimate techniques of the Jigen House School? Well, frankly, it's just because he really didn't want it. He had no earnesty in any of it. He simply just wanted power just to have it. He had no actual sportsmanship in any of this. And he sort of learns this lesson the hard way when he gets his ass handed to him. That's not to say that he didn't get any cool hits. In fact, I really love the first move where they both punch each other in the fist, and this causes Sekai's arm to start breaking, and then he grabs it and then completely breaks it over his shoulder. It's pretty freaking intense, but by the end of the episode, you can see that Junya is a completely different person, especially when he actually learns that there really is no ultimate technique from the Jigen House School, and he also realizes that Sekai himself is sort of trying to do what he's doing, except through Gunpla. So everything sort of comes full circle for the character at that moment, and he sort of evolves and becomes less of a villain and more of an anti-hero. What I really love is the final scene where he's driving away with Akira Suga as he's getting ready to go to the airport, but they're getting ready to have a Gunpla battle. What I really love about this scene is how it starts off really cheesy with this music, and then eventually he realizes that Suga's only had his license for about 2 days, and then he starts to freak out, and then I'm guessing they get into some sort of accident. But the second half of the episode is when they finally tease the character of Lucas Nemesis and his Gunpla, the Crossbone Gundam X1 Full Cloth, which not only looks really awesome, but this is all a reference to a character who was seen at the very end of the very first season. If you guys remember from the Flana Institute, there was that one chairman and his grandson, and he was going to do everything in his power to get his grandson this trophy, and then he finally got a big scolding from Isla Yurkiainen at the very end, and I never thought we'd see him again. He returns in Season 2, now known as Lucas Nemesis, and apparently, he's a complete monster. Sekai's freaked out by him, the freaking Gunpla Academy doesn't even want to fight him, everybody's afraid of this guy, and it's coming in the next episode. Freaking Gunpla Academy is gonna battle him, and as much as I want Lucas Nemesis to be sort of like this wild card villain who's been sort of thrown in at the end, I have a feeling he's not going to win, if only for the fact that the intro just heavily advertises the fact that Sekai, Team Tri-Fighters are definitely gonna go up against the Gunpla Academy. Despite that, the Crossbone Gundam X1 Full Cloth looks awesome, and you know they're gonna win immediately because they're going up against the Gabai Institute, and these guys were just made to lose. They never win a single match, and it's disappointing, and half the time, you never even see their battles. They're always completely off screen. But the Crossbone Gundam X1 Full Cloth looks great. It's not the first time that we've actually seen the Crossbone Gundam. In fact, I believe that Mao from the first season had a variant of it, but this one has the cloth and these weird like skulls on its shoulders, and it even has this big crossbow, which might be one of the coolest crossbows I've ever seen, and I cannot wait to see it in action. And apparently this is based on like a spin-off Gundam manga. They should make this into an anime series, because it looks kick-ass. I've seen it like 100 times, but I always get like a huge fanboy moment whenever I see like a Gundam's face up close and the eyes just start to glow. And that's all they had to show from the Crossbone Gundam this week. It did nothing else aside from just stand around and look awesome, and then the next thing you know, Goodbye Institute is completely destroyed, and then we're basically setting up the big battles for the rest of the series. So what's the rundown on this week's episode of Gundam Build Fighters Try? Pretty good episode right here. The end of Junya and Sekai's battle and teasing Lucas Nemesis and finally letting us know who this character really is. I think that's really cool. Despite that, I was kind of hoping for maybe just a little bit more from this battle, only because, I don't know, like, even though Sekai was still able to use a new technique at the end, it was basically like variants. Like, all of the clones were basically just using all the techniques that he used. However, it was really cool when he did perform that final technique where he just, like, touches him, and boom, just everything behind him just completely exploded. I thought that looked really good. But I still feel that maybe the animation and the artwork could have been better at times. There are moments, though, where the artwork just looks amazing, and mostly it's just in still shots, like after he defeats him, where you see the burning hand where it slowly starts to fade back, or the scene where it looks like he's completely defeated, looking up into the sky. That artwork looks really cool. But there are moments where it could be a little tighter. Despite that, it was just a really fun episode. It's the type of battle I was expecting. However, I gotta admit, I'm still disappointed that we still have not seen the reveal on Sekai's master. I thought that this would have been the perfect episode for it, considering that it involved two of the star students of the Jigen House School. This would have been a really great opportunity to introduce this master, whether it be Domon Kashu or Reiji or someone cosplaying as Domon Kashu. I just know I really want to see that. I really hope they don't just sweep that under the rug and pretend that never existed and try to keep it mysterious the entire time. Maybe that'll make it genius. Maybe that'll just, you know, piss me off even more. But I just want to see, because after seeing the first intro of the show and seeing the silhouette of Domon Kashu, that's really all I want to see at this point in the series. Although I have to admit, I keep getting surprised by all of the different Gunpla. Like, I really can't wait to see Gunpla Academy going up against Lucas Nemesis, who, he's almost too confident. You almost expect him to lose in the next episode. And the fact that we don't really see much from the other two teammates, who I imagine are probably not important whatsoever, unless there's going to be some sort of real crazy twist, but I imagine he's going to be doing most of the fighting when he's fighting against Gunpla Academy. And I don't know who his biggest opponent is going to be, whether it's going to be Shia or if it's going to be Wilfred. Whatever the case is, I'm excited, but I will say that this week's episode was a lot of fun. It had a lot of action going for it and a lot of teasing for Lucas Nemesis. So it wasn't a perfect episode. There were some moments where the animation and artwork could have looked better. Despite that, this was an incredibly exciting episode of Gundam Build Fighters Try that you should definitely check out if you've been following the series. So I'm going to give this week's episode, get ready for it, a 4 out of 5. That's right, not perfect, but it's still one that you should definitely check out if you're a fan of GBFT, or if you consider yourself a fan of the Gundam anime franchise. Check it out, guys. We're getting closer to the end of the second season of Gundam Build Fighters. Ooh, I hope there's a third after this. Thank you guys for watching my review. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And before you guys leave, please tell me what you thought about this week's episode of Gundam Build Fighters Try in the description box below. And make sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Facebook and on Twitter. And also check out our brand new video podcast series, The Powerful Nerdcast. We'll have the newest episode in the description box below and at the very end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. Super Kami Guru 9000 out.